Órale, bienvenidos and welcome to the Familia FFB podcast. I'm your host, Jorge Martin, and Familia, we are on YouTube. Please make sure to give us a like and subscribe. That would be just so appreciated. It'd help us out mucho, mucho. But hey, we're continuing, actually closing out our Super Bowl week coverage, and we're closing strong. We are finishing strong, Familia. There was only one person I could come to when it came to talking about Rams House, hashtag Rams House. So I went to mi hermano, LaQuan Jones. He is at Real Deal Fantasy. He is the godfather of fire content only with an exclamation point. So I tell you, he's one of the fastest and largest growing fantasy experts in the industry today. He's all over the place. You see him. I mean, he's got his show. He's on Prize Picks. He's all over the place. And he's a Ram fan dating back to the greatest show on turf days. So again, we're bringing the man himself. We call his friends call him LQ. Mi amigo. Bienvenido, LQ. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, man. Glad to be here. Hell of an intro, man. That great intro, man. I mean, I feel honored that you can only come to me when it comes to these Rams because, man, I'm a diehard fan and I go extra hard for them.
Well, you know, this is going to be kind of like a little mutual thing. I mean, I had my amiga Yasmin Quintana, who's a huge Bengals super fan, so I had to really bite my tongue a lot. But because I'm a Ram fan dating back to the first LA run. So that when they came back to LA, it was like that girlfriend who came back 20 years later. So it's like, all right, yeah, okay, come on back home.
All
Come on
right,
back
you
home.
can come back. We're good.
Yeah, I during the time away, I did root for players on the Rams whenever they were on my fantasy team. But
Yeah,
I was a little salty when they won when they won in 2000, and
yeah.
they came so close all those years. But now you talked about on the with our amigo Shane Barrett the other day. You were on with him to how it came that you were a Ram fan. Marshall Faulk was your first guy.
Yeah.
So you know, when now that we are back to the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
you know, 3 years later, how's this feeling compared to that one? And I'm not going to talk about like 2000 and 2002, you know, 2001 and 2002, but how does this one compare?
This one feels a little different. It feels like, I'm confident in this game. It's not that we're the underdogs. It's not that we still have to figure out some kinks, iron out some things. I know this Super Bowl we don't have Robert Woods. Last Super Bowl we didn't have Cooper Kupp. So it's never like a complete thing. So I'm not going into it 100% like we got this. This is a win. But honestly, it will help if we had Robert Woods. But hey, we got OBJ. This is the only time I'm going to talk good about him in this light because he's a Ram.
That's right. That's right. You being in Philly, you probably heard a lot of not so nice things said about OBJ over the years.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's like what makes it different from, the recent Super Bowl to this Super Bowl is, I feel like we have the tools now to complete the job. And we're not going against the GOAT. So, it's a little bit less pressure. We're going against a young guy, awesome team. They're electric. Zach Taylor knows what he's doing, but he gets cute sometimes. So that's going to play into McVay's favor. So hopefully, we come out with a dub, but it definitely feels like we're the guys. We're not the underdogs here.
So I just got to know: have you finally gotten the chill out of your bones from running through running through in the after the NFC Championship? I think it was what you were just shorts and pair of shorts, and that was
Oh my
it.
God. Adidas sweatpants and just bare chest, just freezing in like 22-degree weather. And I was like 3 to 4 houses down. And it's like, man, I can't believe we just won this game. It's like we're going back to the Super Bowl. And like that, like the crazy thing about it is like I celebrated obviously when we beat the Saints to go to the Super Bowl. That was like electric. Like that was great. I was screaming in my house and all that other stuff. But this game, to beat the 49ers, like it meant so much more because they've been spanking us season after season. They had our number. And I feel like, it's annoying going into a game that you feel like this is the most important game. We got it. Like it felt like we won the Super Bowl beating the 49ers. You know what I mean? So it's like, damn it, let me calm down. We got one more game. We got one more game to bring it all home. And then I can really, really go down the street, around the corner, barefooted, shirtless, just celebrating, screaming through my neighborhood like a maniac.
Yeah, just yelling, Rams house, Rams house,
Yeah.
whose house? Rams house.
And,
Yes.
and mind you, I live in New Jersey, so everybody's gonna like, "How are you a Rams fan? Why are you a Rams fan?" So funny though, but hey, I got to root for my boys.
Gotta love it. I love it that way. I mean, I grew up in, I grew up with the, 70s and 80s Rams in my backyard. And so, but
Yeah,
I love it that you just got the true passion that way,
yeah.
even though they weren't in your backyard.
Nope.
Uh, so it's been a little bit more than a year, almost exact, like a year and like 2 weeks since the big trade
Yeah,
for Matthew Stafford. And we hear so much about him doing hero plays,
yeah.
and
Hero ball.
I keep reminding people, it's like, you know what, it's Brett Favre threw a lot of interceptions because he had that arm that he knew he could fit it into a tight window, and I think Stafford's
Yeah,
got a lot of Favre in him.
yeah.
Favre was a Super Bowl MVP his first time out. Do you see, another clean game out of him? Obviously, there was one that was dropped in last game, but and could this be kind of like a redemption from his Detroit years?
I think it can be redemption. I think there still be hero ball though. I feel like he's good for one interception in this game. I feel as though hopefully he can knock it out in the first half, first quarter, whatever the case may be. Like get it out of your system because I don't want you to be down by like 4 points and we need a touchdown or we need this play to happen and then you're playing hero ball at the wrong time. And we've seen a lot of that this season where Tennessee game I could think about. He played a lot of hero ball trying to get to Cooper Cup. I've plenty other games where he's throwing to double coverage with OBJ. A lot of those times are usually like not clutch, but he cleans up for it. So I'm not too worried that he will just completely blow us the game. But if we can keep it at a minimum, that'll be like, great. You know what I mean?
No, I hear you. I hear you. I know that's the thing. It's like you can kind of see that they are going to get a pass rush, and we'll talk a little bit about that. Well, actually, let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah.
There was so much talk about the Bengals dropping 7 or 8 in coverage and just rushing 3 or 4,
Mhm.
and how it just kind of muddied up the field against the Chiefs. And
Yeah.
if since he does this again, how do you see the Rams countering this?
Well, offensively, this will be easy as cake, honestly. We've seen other teams this season try to do the same. 49ers, they did it a couple of times as well. And I feel as though they have the talent. The Bengals have the talent to, try to stop us, but we have a Cooper Cup and we have a guy that is called OBJ. And you cannot double Cooper Cup and expect OBJ not to make plays. And don't forget, you get Tyler Higbee that's cutting up the middle of the field as well. So if you give Stafford time, it's going to be, he's going to pick you apart some type of way with all these weapons. And plus, we have the run game, you know what I mean, as well. Cam Maker, Sony Michelle, they're doing the 1-2 punch. So I'm not too worried about what the Bengals are going to really do on the defense because I know we're going to score points. That's 100%. It's a matter of, us not shooting ourselves in the foot. The only way we lose this game is if we, basically shoot ourselves in the foot and we kind of want to lose the game ordeal.
Yeah, hopefully it's not kind of like a turnover fest like the second half of the Tampa
Fumble.
Bay.
Exactly. I don't look, my heart cannot deal with this. Like my blood pressure was just to the roof this entire playoff. So I cannot handle any more fumbles or any more interceptions. Just stupid mistakes.
Yeah, the way I think about this game going, I think either I think the only team that could win going away would be the Rams, and
Mhm.
that would be them kind of because that would mean the defensive line dominated the Bengals offensive
Yeah.
line. But otherwise, I think this is a close game. But let's talk about that D. I was going to talk about this a little bit later, but let's talk about that D line versus O line.
Mhm.
The Bengals got lit up for 9 sacks against the Titans, and Joey B was running for his
So
life, and
big.
he
Yeah.
still made plays. What I mean, could you see a scenario where this defensive line is so good that actually that one of the pass rushers could end up with the MVP of the game?
I believe so. Aaron Donald, obviously on my radar to get that MVP. I feel like he's going to be a game wrecker. And you got Von Miller, you got Leonard Floyd, even Alshon Robinson stuffing up that middle as well. So it's like I feel as though we know we can get to him, being that the Bengals O line is not the greatest, and Joe Burrow being the most sacked quarterback in the NFL and 50 plus. You know what I mean? 50 plus sacks. So it's like Obviously, you would think the game plan would be to get to him as much as possible, but hopefully McVay does what he did with the 49ers. Let's make Joe Burrow throw the ball. Let's kind of ease back on the pass rush because we saw that a lot with the 49ers game, and that's how we were able to stop the run. That's how we were able to stop so many rushing attempts and just make Jimmy G throw the ball when we have a Jalen Ramsey. So if we're going to utilize our defense in the right way, I think we get to him fast in the beginning and then kind of slow it up to try to make them come back and make mistakes and interceptions and et cetera.
And how do you see the Bengals kind of defending the triumvirate of Cooper Cup, OBJ, and Van Jefferson?
I honestly don't know. It's going to really come down to the middle of the field. So their linebackers and safety coming down. It's going to come to stopping Cooper Cup getting, open, stop him from, basically getting behind the guys. And we see that a lot with Cooper Cup. Like he posted, someone was posted today where he's not, the fastest guy, but quickness, you know what I mean? He's just quick when he
Yeah.
takes off that break and he manipulates, everything with his head. He tilts left, he's really going right. It's like the most beautiful thing to watch with his route running. And I can honestly put him up there with a Devontae Adams. I can put him up there with some of the elites of all time when it comes to wide receiver position, when it comes to route running. And he's basically a quarterback mind with a wide receiver, talent. So that's always best to have a second, third coach on the field. So Cooper Cup, man, it's going to be hard to defend him no matter what the Bengals try to do.
Yeah, I don't. I still what was it? One of the props that I saw was 100 yards for him, and I think I saw that he surpassed that number 13 times, including the playoffs.
Yes.
So
It's free money.
I, yeah,
It's
exactly.
a free space right there.
Yeah, I look at that and it's funny. Our friend Jeff Bell I had him on last week, and he said, "I don't know how Cooper Cup is always open. Nobody covers him. It's like he's
I don't
that
know.
good. He is
Yeah,
that
he's that
good."
good. He's not fast. I'm telling you, he's not the fastest guy out there. I think his 40 time was like a 4.5 or something.
Oh,
It
he's
wasn't anything.
4'6".
4.6. Oh my god. See, he's not speed, but he's always open. It's because he knows the plays. He knows how to manipulate the D backs and stuff like that. He's just basically, like I said, a quarterback. Mind with a coach mentality and wide receiver talent. That's like the all around wide receiver you want.
So could this be a sneaky big game for Cam Akers and maybe Sony Michelle if Akers isn't 100% from his shoulder? I mean, the Rams have run the ball between 23 and 30 times each one of the playoff games. The Bengals D is not on the same level as the Buccaneers and the 49ers.
Yeah.
How do you kind of feel like that this could be just kind of something that's a little bit underrated that the Rams could use?
I think as a unit, those two together can win. I feel as though, if Cam Akers has 50 yards, Sony Michelle has like 60 yards, whatever the case may be, that's a win for the running back unit. That's 100 plus yards on the ground between them both. And they can be sneaky and be able in the red zone to make plays as well. Don't, count out Cam Akers getting like 2 to 3 targets, come Sunday. And one of them are a touchdown for a screen or something like that. I mean, we can clip this if that actually happens. But I definitely feel as though, that's a sneaky watch there as a unit. They'll definitely be successful, being that they're not facing that stout, run defense that we faced all through the playoffs.
Yeah, sometimes it felt like Akers was just running into a brick wall,
Yeah,
especially
there was
against.
some times where he got skinny. He was able to get, 6, 7 yards, but overall, we seen that, he kind of struggled as well. Sonny Michelle too. It's not just Cam Akers, but as a unit, that run game wasn't as successful as we would want it to be. But once in a while, Sean McVay gets pass happy and it works. So I'm not, against Matthew Stafford throwing the ball 35 times plus and making some great completions. If he completes at least like 28 of them, we're looking pretty in that completion percentage.
That'd be pretty.
Mhm.
Now, what do you think is the key to Joey
No shiesty.
slowing him? Joey Shiesty. Oh man, what do you see as the key to slowing him down?
The key to slow him down is honestly to make him throw the ball. Like I understand that you want to get to the quarterback and their O line is bad. Maybe if we make him throw the ball and we can utilize Nick Scott back there, we can utilize Jalen Ramsey. Even our linebackers, they're having trouble tackling, but they can drop in the coverage. They're good at being in that zone coverage to not make any soft spots. So I feel as though if we want to attack him, make him throw the ball, make him throw downfield, make him force the ball to chase, and we get an interception on the back end. Maybe that'll help out. You know what I mean? So I feel as though, it's an obvious, game plan where we want Aaron Donald, Von Miller, Leonard Floyd to go after him. But Joe Shiesty is very dangerous outside that pocket. He will go rush for 11 yards for a first down on 3rd and 11. He will, go for a 3rd and 20 and get a chunk of those yards, and they score a field goal out of that. That's still a win on his part. So the way we stop him, slow him down, is honestly just make him throw the ball. Just make him go downfield.
Oh man. Yeah, one of the things that you talked a little bit about Aaron Donald being a game wrecker. It's so funny. I mean, this is kind of like the crowning achievement for his career if he does that.
Yes.
It's reminding me a
I'm gonna
lot.
cry.
Yeah, it's reminding me a lot of 2020 when the Dodgers wanted to win the World Series for Clayton Kershaw. And
Mhm.
obviously same city. And it's like it feels like this one, they were so close. He balled out against the Patriots 3 years ago.
Yeah.
The offense just didn't come that day.
Mm-mm.
I mean, how as a fan, how special would it be to see someone who's so great, having a Hall of Fame career, already had a Hall of Fame career,
Yeah.
have this crowning achievement and still be at the peak of his powers?
It's nuts, man. Like I might actually shed a tear like when we hold that Lombardi up and he gets his ring, because I know how much it means to him, because he's been working hard since he came to St. Louis, and that Edward Jones dome with Robert Quinn on the other side with Chris Long back there destroying the trenches, man. And he worked his ass off to get to where he's at now, and he definitely deserves at least 3 rings, in his time in the NFL right now. And I feel as though, if we get this one, we're going to add at least 2 to 3 more, as long as he's still there healthy. And I'm going to put that into the universe, because I look at it as, we have Matthew Stafford for 2 years. He's going to get an extension. That's just a no-brainer there. And I feel as though as long as we have him around and McVay we trust, we can give Aaron Donald a lot more rings, basically back, the back pay for what we, messed up 3 years ago. And then, exactly. So I feel as though Aaron Donald, man, the passion, the drive that he has is unmatched. And he's definitely hands down the best player, I want to say in the NFL. And I can't really think of anybody else that changes games like that. He's a game wrecker, and you have 4 guys stopping him. Like we see the pictures, everybody sees the pictures, 3 to 4 guys stopping him. So it's like he's obviously that guy, and it really means a lot as a fan. The Rams winning it, but more so, Aaron Donald finally getting his ring.
Oh man. Well, you and our buen amigo Scott Simpson did a episode on talking about Prize Picks
Yeah,
on the Mayo Media Network. Maybe you got a couple of favorite props
yeah.
that you're looking at for this week?
It was definitely one of the punt props. It was 3.5 for Huber, their punter for the Bengals.
Oh,
And I'm looking at it yes, I'm going to hit the over here, because I want our defense to just be locking them up so they have to punt. And I could see it going that way, honestly. Definitely the QB sack, the QB hits. I mean, it was 6 just for the Rams. And that's uh, obviously that's free money right there too. Let's double it up. So QB hits and the punter for for the Bengals for 3.5 to punt the ball more than 3.5 times. I'm definitely smashing those two. Those two were really fun ones, because Prize Picks usually don't have those out there. Also Matthew Stafford completion percentage 69%. I hit
oh
the
yeah.
over on that as well. So I'm looking at this as maybe you should do this more often. Maybe not just for the Super Bowl. That's free money out here, man.
Oh, gotta love it. Gotta love it. All right, so you teased off the air. You teased me that that California license plate behind you. I gotta hear the story. Familia, we're
Oh,
all hearing this for the first time. So
yes. All right. So I was working at Volkswagen at this time, and we have my old job has this junkyard next door or whatever, where they just basically scrap cars for parts and all that other stuff. And I seen one of their cars on the tow truck, and I was actually coming from Wendy's on my lunch break. And I seen the tow truck. I'm like, oh, I wonder if it's going to the junkyard next door or whatever. And I see the California plate. I'm like, it's pretty cool if I can have a California plate for my podcast. So I'm like, that'll be nice, whatever. So I go into work, I'm eating or whatever, and I see the tow truck across the way, across the lot. I'm like, oh my God, they're dropping it off. I was like, oh God, I need that plate. I've been thinking about it for the last 15 minutes. So I hopped the gate with a screwdriver in my back pocket, real quick, just then you see me sprinting the long way to hop the gate again back to my job, and I just throw it in my car. I'm like, oh my god, I just stole a California license plate from a junkyard. I was so desperate that day just to get it, just for the look. But shout out to the junkyard place, man. I got it. I took the license plate. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's a good
That's
one.
embarrassing.
That's a real good
Oh
one.
my god.
All right, I'm not going to drop your address so that they could come knocking on your door to take the plate back. So
I live in California. How about that?
yes. He's right in my, he's just down the street from me.
Yeah.
Down right. Yeah, we're only 30 miles from SoFi Stadium right now.
Yeah.
He's not. Even though it's 80 degrees outside, still he's wearing a pullover. So.
Thanks for the cover up, man.
Hey, I got your back, baby. I got your back. So I now it's prediction time. What's your
Yes.
prediction?
You want to give me the score? I'll give you the score.
Love it.
I'm thinking 28-17 Rams.
Ooh, Rams cover, but it goes to the under.
Yeah, 28-17 Rams. I got that. I look at it, it's going to be a good game, but I feel like we're just ultimately going to win.
Oh man, I can see it. I can see it. It'll be fun, and if it does come true, are we going to share a FaceTime, YouTube, whatever? We're going to share a tequila shot in celebration on Sunday night.
Yes, two.
Okay,
maybe 3.
Okay. We'll keep our shirts on though. Okay.
Yes. No promises though, but yes.
Unless I end up at my mom's house, she's got a pool, and it might still be warm enough to get in the water.
Do a front flip in the pool for me, man.
Oh, mi amigo, this was a blast. Well, let's get you out of here. Where now? Everybody can find you. They could see your Twitter handle.
Yep.
Tell them where to find everything. Where to find everything, especially now that we're in the off season.
Yeah, you guys can find all my stuff at the Mayo Media, network over there. Every Tuesday, Wednesday, I'll be doing a show over there with Scott Simpson, Stepmom Lauren, and Pat Mayo, the head honcho, the boss over there, man. He's keeping us grinding. Also, I'm a writer for Downtown Rams. You can find some articles, every other week, not every single week, trying to protect my time. But you can find fire content only on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at Real Deal Fantasy.
Oh man, everybody follow him. He's a great follow. Especially when he put one of the real cool things is when you do those short videos that are just 90 seconds, 2 minutes. I'm sure they
point. Boom.
Love it. Well, familia, eso es todo for our show. And I want everybody to have a great time at the Super Bowl. Be safe out there. Enjoy yourselves. If you're going to a Super Bowl party, make sure to have a ride home. Especially if you're something. Especially if you're rooting for the Rams, because we're gonna, there's gonna be a lot of celebrating going.
I'm not going nowhere. I'm staying right here in my house.
Yes, we're doing the same thing. But familia, please make sure to give us a like and subscribe on YouTube. And also, special thanks to Anchor for putting us on Apple, Google, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Also, got original content at familiaffb.com. I'm going to have a DFS article talking about the showdown lineups for this game. Ooh. And also, please make sure to give us a like, give us a subscribe, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at Familia FFB. You can find me at Jorge Martin 17 on Twitter. I push all our content out that way. And also, always, everybody, have a great time for the Super Bowl. Enjoy yourselves. Eat a lot of good stuff because the diet starts on Monday.
Yeah.
And remember, always, todos somos familia. Salud.